Hey, it's me, RJ, again, and I'm here to talk about maybe a few subjects, not that many though. My first one is I know it's been snowing outside and there's been a lot of cancellations of school, but I know what happens when it's a lot of snow outside and then it gets so bad that y'all have to cancel school. I understand that that's a good thing, but what I'm here for today is y'all should not take that away from the kids' summer vacation, because I know that's what y'all do and y'all like to do, and put them in summer school or have them make up for the days off that they had for the snow days or any other type of situation. And that's not fair to the kids at all. And they don't want to be, I don't know about you, but they don't want to be in school all that time, wasting their summer vacation away. So, that's not, y'all need to fix that. And they didn't ask or tell the snow or make the snow come here to stop school from going to school, and they didn't cancel the school, so y'all shouldn't be trying to make them make up for all that during the summer vacation. And also, when certain things is going on in a certain school, and they you give the kids days off until the situation is solved and saluted, you make them make that up for their summer vacation. This is getting way out of hand. Y'all are losing it now. I mean, this is going totally crazy. And y'all need to fix it. Now, the kids should be out running around through all summer vacation. And summer vacation, as hard as those students and them kids be working in school and what they have to deal with, I say summer vacation should start for every kid in school, including college. I maybe first of June, and then they out until for a whole summer, real summer vacation, September 3rd, and give them a real vacation. Really, I believe it should be 6 months of school, 6 months of summer vacation, but at least give them June 1st to September 3rd to enjoy the whole vacation. No homework, no tests, no nothing, no summer schools. I say you should get rid of summer schools so completely, but I'm just saying you shouldn't have to punish them for that and have them make up for all that, and it ain't even their faults. And if you gonna do that, if you gonna do that to the kids and keep doing that to the kids, the least you could do for doing that and making them pay for something that wasn't their fault and they had nothing to do with and no control over with, the least you could do is be paying them for each minute that they in school, because you wasting their time or and they summer vacation. Then they gotta come right back to school and the school year's over. I mean, school year's just beginning again and summer's over. I mean, come on. You should be paying them big bucks to have to waste their time with that and wasting their time and their summer vacation. Lord, you done lost your mind. It shouldn't be like that. I know y'all say education is important, but it is. But it depends on how they get it. And some kids ain't gonna get it just in being in school. Heck, some kids don't get it at all being in school. Some kids gotta learn a different way on their own. And y'all charging people just to be in school. If the kids gotta be in school, why you gotta make them pay for their kid to be in school? That's ridiculous now. And too much. And I agree there are a lot of reasons why I didn't want to go to college, and there's a lot of reasons I feel like I don't want to go to college, and I don't even want to go get my GED. But I'm happy with the life I'm living. I'm just being me. I just like having what I have and thankful and grateful for it, but won't be pushed around. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is a lot of y'all parents, it should not be up to you, and you should not control and say you gonna go to college. And these kids have to do all this extra work and all this extra stuff, play sports and probably work real hard, good at this sports, get a scholarship, or work real hard at something. And I'm not saying they shouldn't work hard. Working hard is very good. It's very good for them. But also do all this extra stuff and impossible stuff just to get a scholarship. And if that scholarship, they get the scholarship, if they get one low grade and they don't get a certain average, they get kicked out the school. And or they have to pay for the school and to be in the school. I'm like, why? You shouldn't want to go to college unless you really want to and you want to do it. But college is not the best and it's not always the right thing. And college ain't for everybody. And plus, you have to pay. Without a scholarship, you basically have to pay all this money and keep paying all this money to be in college. And you could get kicked out at any time for not just your behavior, for having not the good amount of grades and grace points standard. I mean, that's not right. And somebody said, and it spoke to me, speak just right. Like, especially for us black folks. Like, why would we do all this stuff and pay all this money just to go to college to a place we're not even wanted? And if I have to pay you to do all this just for me and me to get an education, like, you're basically forcing me to go to a college and forcing me to give you all my money and more with interest, and then saying we have to do this and get all these, make sure our grade point average is way beyond that, and get this certain amount of, like, get good grades all the time, and a point average, or else you get kicked out the school. And why do all that for some place and waste your time even trying to go to college, where you basically paying for some place you ain't even wanted? The way I look at it, after kids going through all that hard work and all that, and the stress they had to do through in college, I mean, not just going through college, I'm talking about before college, like all that stuff they had to do just to get into college, and before college, and all the stress they had to go through their grades, dealing with their parents and everybody, and they said they ain't getting rewarded. You get rewarded if you get this and these type of grades, all A's or good grades, and then they get on your butt so bad just because you got a bad grade and you tried your best, and you don't even get a compliment for that. And it's like you doing the best you can, and they all on your butt saying you're going to try hard, hit the books. You can hit the books all day, all night long for weeks and months and still fail. And it'd be too much on you. And they want you to have a certain grade point average in college and expect you to maintain it. Nobody's perfect. And like, why should we have to maintain this good grade point average? And we still learning, and basically y'all ain't trying to teach us anything, especially if you ain't getting paid. Then no money, then you got to go. No scholarship, and I gotta get a certain, like, grade point average to stay there, or then I'm gone. kicked out, no point of going to college. I'm like, you basically paying people to go somewhere where you're not even wanted. And it makes no sense. And you fools are dumb enough to keep forcing that on them. But however, this is the truth. Going to college should not be up to the parent or anybody else except that person, that one person, whether they want to go to college or not. And you need to respect that. And other people need to respect your decision on whether you want to go to college or not, or whether you want to do this or get your GED or not. And you have your own personal reasons. So stop judging people for that and thinking you know just because you know what it's like to come home, work hard for your money from a hard day's work, like that makes you bigger and special and more important than somebody who doesn't go to work and get paid for working hard and doing the job. And because they just studying, just getting into the world. And it's like until you basically finish college, you ain't really in the world yet. Or unless you finish high school, you ain't really into the world yet. But when you get in the beginning, don't let anybody put you down or judgmental on you, no matter your situation. And this is speaking not just for the kids, for anybody, adults, kids, teenagers. Teenagers really have it rough, and they have so much pressure on them. So I think y'all could go a lot easier on them because they're going through a lot, and be a lot like cooler with them and more understanding because they are really going through a lot. More than just as much, actually more than the adults. And kids are struggling more than adults, and that's nothing but the truth. And they going through a lot more. And y'all can handle it during. Yeah, you say, but they ain't paying any bills. They ain't paying no. Well, I tell you what, shut the fuck up. Because you paying that stuff, yes, but it's your job to pay that stuff. And it's your job to put food in their mouth, put a roof over their head. And if you don't want to do that and you complain about it, well, why don't you just give them to somebody who actually cares and wants to be in that child's life and say, well, I need my rent money up front because you want to be grown. A child is trying to be grown, yes, but they're trying to be grown in a nice way. And that's when you should say, oh, look at my little grown daughter. Look at my little grown son. Oh, he grown. Okay. And sorry, we forgot. Not a baby anymore. Well, they just trying to get into the way they're growing up and into character and finding themselves. And you should not be doing that to them. And it's a kid. How you expect a daggone kid to get some money or a job at their age? I mean, then you tell them to do all this. Mow lawns. No place in the world is going to hire a little kid to work. And because it makes no sense. And looks like, I hate to say it looks like slavery in a way. And a lot of y'all parents that have these kids do all these chores and all this work, and you pay them nothing but $20 at the highest, or sometimes y'all don't even pay $20. Sometimes y'all just pay $10 each or $5 each. Y'all some cheapskates, and you can't afford their services, so you might as well give them money because you're already putting enough pressure on them, and they deserve it. And that's part of being a parent and parenthood. You have to buy their toys, and sometimes you have to give them money, but giving them the money doesn't mean you're just giving them money. You're giving them a chance to explore and see how they manage it and how responsible they can be with it. That's the thing about it. and when how much you give them, and manage them for when they get out in the real world. You know what I'm saying? And let them make their own decisions and do what they want to do, because they have to learn some type of way. Like I said, as parents, you cannot protect your kids from any and everything. There's some things your kids are going to have to go through in life so they could be able to do it themselves and on their own and learn from their mistakes and be able to, like, not that you don't care, it's not that you don't love them, it's to show that you're here for them. But sometimes in life you gotta let them go through it and figure it out and build the strength and everything, growth and everything on their own and experience on their own. But remember, it's still your job to take care of them. And any parent, I'm at the point, I'm sick of that. Parents telling kids, you want to be so grown, you doing this? Well, how about you? I need my money. I need for rent, electricity, and if you want to be grown and do all this, I'm like, y'all look like some daggone fools, idiots. I'm like, what the heck is wrong with you? And if you going to do that, you might as well never had a child, because you obviously don't know what you're doing. Because I don't know. And you say you live under my roof. As long as you live under my roof, you would do what I say and say, you, I pay, I pay the bills. I put food in your mouth. I put food on the table. I like clean up the house. I do this. I do that. Do. Blah 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 blah. What you're really doing is saying you want them to pay for your choices in life and, like, not do your responsibility. Which, well, not that you complaining about your responsibilities that you and you trying to turn it on the kid when you do stuff like that. See, once you had that child, it's your you become a mother for life. For life. I mean, even when they grown. And you become a father for life. Yes, even when they grown and you are still there. Now, the law says that, and you take care of them until they're 18 and then they on their own. But you should, if you were a real parent, you still be there even when they're grown, helping them out, taking care of them and in time of need, but let them support them, do it out on their own, and, like, if they need help, help them. Even when you get frustrated with them at some point all the time. But I know you gotta teach lessons. But there's certain ways you go about it and certain ways you teach lessons. And it's a certain way you gotta do and be prepared. Oh, and when you have kids and you tell them as long as you live under my roof, you will do as I say, and and because you don't pay any bills, and see, this is what I would want to say. If I was a kid, you tell me all this, I say, bitch, you had me. You didn't have to. You wanted me, but you didn't have to. You had me. It's your job to take care of me, pay the bills, put a roof over my head, and make sure I have a bed to sleep in, and get me toys or some things that I want. And if I'm gonna be working chores, you could at least pay for my services. I mean, and don't chump change me because you say this. Well, if I want to do all this work like that, don't pay me no chump change. You're gonna pay me the big bills, big dollars. That's what I suggest y'all children do. And make sure they understand. And if they ain't gonna pay you, then they ain't gotta do it. They say go make up your bed, go clean your room. I say, how much you gonna pay me? Otherwise, I like my room just the way it is. So unless you paying me, you can shut the fuck up and go bye bye. I'm like, who the hell you think you are? And this is not the way it's supposed to go. Y'all act like y'all better than us and y'all above us because you're older, you had us, you're our mom or you're my dad. I'm like, fuck that shit. Seriously. You should know they are just as equal and have just as much as rights as you. And that is their house just as much as it is yours. Because they're building it right there with you. And don't forget that. And they are making you happy. And let me remind you, none of us asked to be in this world. None of us asked to be put here. But we are. So we live it the best we can. And I forgive all those who made bad choices in life. But you can still make it better. I hope a lot of y'all do for who made bad choices in life and get better and you know still try to be at peace and handle every situation positively. Now it's up to you. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But be prepared to pay consequences. Now, people, one thing I hate when I have to keep hearing people tell me and things I already know and they think they teaching me, but I hate when people keep telling me what I already know. I know how, but it's annoying, but I just let it go. But it's kind of get sick and tired. But anyway, I just want y'all to know that you don't have to respect your parents just because they're your parents or your elderly, just because they're your elderly or older than you. No, you don't. Because, like I need to remind y'all again, respect is not given, it's not owned. Respect is earned. If they haven't earned your respect, then you ain't got to respect them. And any parent that kicks a child out of that house is not a good parent at all and ungrateful for the blessing that they got and received. And, and they still minors too, and you would kick them out the house, you would lost your damn mind. Are you crazy? You have to know how to deal with the child in a situation, but whooping with the belt and saying because y'all got whooped like no, the belt is not the way. Whoopings is not the way. Punishment I accept to an extent, but don't overdo it and don't like do it all the time. And sometimes you gotta sometimes just sit down, talk to your child and understand and try to fix the problem, and they will let you in if you like get and understand them, play around with them, when they're young, and make them feel good and comfortable with you. Trust me, I know, and I'm happy about it. And they will want to talk to you all the time, even when they grown, and they will always want to have you around, and they will miss, and they'll come see you sometime. And if you nicest to your kids, instead of doing all that crappy stuff y'all think about, hitting, whooping, punishment, and finding punishment might be good sometimes, but to do it to a certain ways is not acceptable, unacceptable. But talking to your kids, you talk to them, find out what's going on, try to help them, and if they're not listening, find a way for them to listen, but do it positively. Positively. It ain't all about the belt. or whooping with your hand or some type of way. No, that ain't the solution. No, not the solution at all. Now, something I wanted to say, but I forgot. But dang, I love all y'all, and I miss y'all so much. I just had to come back and do another one. I couldn't wait. I really wanted to make one sooner, but a lot of stuff going on, a lot of emotions and things I'm going through. But I love y'all. I hope y'all ain't going through the same thing. And if you are, I hope it's better and getting better for you. I wish y'all the best. But also, it was something else. Well, I don't have it with me right now, but remember, go to Agnes Hair Braidings. And when you go, let them know RJ sent you. Me, RJ. Let them know RJ sent you and where did you get it from. If you guys from my videos or me handing you out a card, really check her out and try her. She is very good. And let her know that RJ sent you. RJ. And with something else. Oh, I can't remember. Ooh. I don't even remember what I was talking about, but I think this is good enough. So I'll talk to y'all next time. Peace.